Security running.
Oh shit, I saw it.
Yeah, Mac!
Yo, listen.
Mac!
What you're seeing happened just 5 minutes away from the Liberty Bell. This is all taking place in the shadow of Independence Hall, where both the Declaration of Independence and the United States Constitution were signed and ratified. This is what the Democrat Party has turned that nation into. And we're going to find out exactly why the Democrats are single-handedly destroying our cities and precisely what we can do about it. Hey, gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your patron professor, here to help you to think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. Also, make sure to share this video with friends and family. We are, unfortunately, once again being suppressed by big tech, so I need your help to get the hopeful message of this channel out to as many people as possible. So last night, hundreds of thugs looted stores in Center City, Philadelphia, causing hundreds of thousands of dollars of damage and theft. The usual tired, boring, pathetic excuse was dug up once again. It was yet another supposed public protest against a police officer who was exonerated after having shot and killed a young black man some months back. The looting, in fact, was so predictable and embarrassing that the local media in Philly is going out of their way to say, hey, this has got nothing to do with the completely and totally peaceful protest that followed news of charges being dismissed against that police officer. Even the city's acting police commissioner is dutifully distancing these looters from the fiery but mostly peaceful protesters in Philly. It's just beyond comically absurd at this point. Now, what's happening in Philly is, unfortunately, the new normal. That's how Mike Cernovich is seeing this. He tweeted out, quote, Philadelphia shows how bad it's going to get next year. I can't emphasize this enough, and for my own karma, must continue nagging you people. This isn't the same country. You need to be prepared. This isn't some short-term thing you watch happen. You'll be an involuntary participant. And that's certainly how more and more companies and corporations are seeing it. Target has announced that they're shutting down 9 stores in 4 far leftist blue states in response to their rampant uncontrolled crime. The closures involve stores in New York, Seattle, San Francisco, and Portland, 4 of the bluest failures on the planet. The reasons cited were because, quote, theft and organized retail crime are threatening the safety of our team and guests. And it ain't just Target. CVS appears to be taking the most drastic measures. They've announced that they'll be closing upwards of, get this, 900 stores by the end of 2024, citing the epidemic of shoplifting as a major factor in their closings. Nancy Pelosi's San Francisco is one of the worst. The rampant crime and lawlessness that's infested her city has contributed inordinately to its economic cratering. Once known for its thriving business environment, San Francisco now suffers from a staggering 35% commercial vacancy rate. In fact, since COVID, San Francisco has actually lost half of its downtown stores. Areas that were once economically thriving have been turned into what's in effect little more than a ghost town at this point. But of course, this all begs the question, why? Why are Democrats deliberately ruining our nation's cities and urban areas? Well, that is exactly what we're going to find out. But first, gang, big news. There are huge new designs in our merch store. We're gearing up for the upcoming election like no one else. How do you like this one, right? All the top designs featured on the store.turleytalks.com site are limited quantity and won't be available for long. So grab one of these incredible designs for yourself or for a fellow patriot and get some Christmas shopping done early this year. But more importantly, stand boldly for truth. Don't miss out on owning one of these amazing designs before they disappear forever. Order right now at store.turleytalks.com. The fact that Democrats have destroyed our cities is frankly indisputable. You know, a couple of years back, the Washington Post actually ran a story complaining, whining that President Trump kept claiming that the most dangerous cities in America are all run by Democrats. And that article ironically only confirmed Trump's claim. They compiled a list of the 20 most violent cities in the nation, according to FBI statistics, which showed cities with the most violent crime in total, as well as the most violent crime per capita. And the article listed out city after city after city after city that were all run by Democrats. Of the top 20 most violent cities outright, 19 of the 20 were run by Democrats. Only one, Jacksonville, Florida, had a Republican mayor. When the Washington Post examined the data of violence per capita, none of the 20 most violent cities had a Republican government. Not one. The evidence is indisputable. Democrats are destroying our nation's cities. But why? Scholars point to two reasons. First, ideology. Like what we saw with the George Floyd riots, woke cultural Marxist ideology transforms the criminal into a victim, such that society and systemic inequities are to blame for their criminality. In other words, criminality is actually a cry for help. It's an expression of the oppression and societal maltreatment, and thus such criminal acts should be treated not as crimes, but as cries. Cries of injustice, cries of discrimination, cries of oppression. And so, for example, in San Francisco, the decision to defund the police coincided with San Francisco having the highest property crime rate per capita among major cities. And shockingly, a recent poll revealed that nearly half, 45% of San Franciscans reported being victims of theft or assault. And the reason for this, of course, isn't complicated. The city's district attorney actually admitted that only 2% of auto burglaries led to prosecution or arrest. With no deterrence against criminal activity, no law and order, you saw what happened. Criminals are emboldened. So it's no wonder that the city has lost an utterly staggering 250,000 residents in the last 2 years alone. So woke ideology has inordinately contributed to the implosion of our cities. But something else is to blame. And this one should hit each and every one of us. Scholars point to the fact that progressives are killing our nation's cities precisely because conservative politicians are letting them. Conservative politicians have largely abandoned our cities. They've turned them over to woke radicals, and the results speak for themselves. One of the reasons why it's so exciting to see the Democrat mayor of Dallas, Eric Johnson, the mayor of the fifth largest city in the whole of the nation, announce he is leaving the Democrats and is switching parties, becoming a Republican. One of the reasons why that's so exciting is precisely because it course corrects this abandonment. Yes, the woke left has made a mess of our nation's cities, no question, but we let them do that. Weak, feckless red state governors have failed to take control of their imploding blue cities. And it's time we did just that. That's exactly what President Trump is promising upon his return. And more red state governors, to their credit, like Texas Governor Greg Abbott, are coming in and enforcing red state law and order in their bluest of blue cities. If Republican administrations stand up and take back our cities, then perhaps the nation our founding fathers envisioned in the city of Philadelphia is not yet lost. Are you ready to join the resistance? Because I'm leading a group of dedicated, courageous patriots who can lead a spearhead into the heart of the secular globalist establishment. We punished Bud Light and Target, driven CNN and the legacy media to near bankruptcy, forced BlackRock to backtrack on ESG, and now we're seeing our conservative-dominated Supreme Court ending affirmative action and protecting religious liberty. In my Insiders Club, I show you concrete steps to take locally and online that will only keep this mass uprising going until the battle is won. Don't wait. Click the link in my description below and join my Courageous Patriots Insiders Club today.